Welcome everyone to another video of Football for Fun. Today we will be looking at teams in order from worst to first as far as likeliness to go from worst to first in the division. You know, it's felt like every year some team that was terrible last year suddenly wins the division the following year. So, you know, past statistics proves that that's going to happen this year, that one of these teams is going to win first place in the division. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, we do have an active Discord. We would love to have more members in it, and there will be a link in the description below. And with that said, let's go into the list. All right, so at number 8, we have the Denver Broncos. Now, I actually really like the Broncos, especially with Sean Payton. And if Sean Payton can revive Russell Wilson's career, then that's actually going to be a very good team. However, I'm basing this off of my, belief that life is death, taxes, and Chiefs winning the division. No one's touching the division besides the Chiefs. At number 7, we have the Washington Commanders. Similar to the previous reason, which is that, they could be a good team, I guess, if the right things fall into place, but they would have to beat the Cowboys and the Eagles, and I just don't see it happening. I don't see both teams falling off that bad, so I don't think the Commanders are going to get it done. At number 6, we have the Houston Texans. They're not number 7 or 8 because they don't have the Eagles or the Chiefs to beat. If the Jags really fall off, they could make a run for it, in my opinion. Although, if the Jags fall off, it'll probably be the Titans, to be completely honest. So, that's how I see it. At number 5, we have the Cleveland Browns. Now, I do like their potential if Deshaun Watson can once again become a superstar quarterback. They have a pretty good roster. However, they'd have to get past the Ravens and the Bengals and the Steelers for that matter. That's not going to be, an easy outing. They may be last in the division again. I could see it somewhat happening, like them making some noise, but unless the Bengals really fall off, I don't really see them getting past the Bengals really at all. At number 4, you have the Cardinals. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, but they'd have to get past the 49ers, yada, yada, yada. Think about this. Isn't there a world where the 49ers are so injured and without a quarterback that they're just 6-11? Has anyone ever thought about that? Every year of Kyle Shanahan's tenure, they've either been Super Bowl contenders or they absolutely sucked, 6-11, 5-12, things like that. Maybe it was 5-11 back then. But anyway, I feel like people aren't talking enough about the fact that the 49ers, they're not guaranteed to be in the playoffs. They're not guaranteed to be any good. They probably will. They have such a good roster, but they also get injured a lot. So all that to say, I do think that things could get weird with the 49ers. Again, I don't think it's likely, but you have the 49ers. Seahawks are always very solid. They probably won't be getting past both teams. But again, it's like the Bengals discussion. And guys, don't be mad by these rankings, just please, because I have to rank these sucky teams based on likeliness to go from worst to first, and all of them are going to have a tough time, or almost all of them. We'll get to number 3, which is the Chicago Bears. Again, now they have to get past the Vikings, and I would say this is actually somewhat likely because I see a world where Justin Fields is a top 10 quarterback. He has a breakout year. He has some good receivers. He can implement the running game as well. And I see a world where he's a really good quarterback. Also, the Vikings are not guaranteed to be good. They've historically sucked and been good every other year. The Packers probably won't be any good. And there's no guarantee that the Lions will be any good. So with that, I have the Chicago Bears as the 3rd most likely team to go from worst to first. Now, going to the 2nd most likely, that will go to the Green Bay Packers. Now, this is tough because you do have to get past Buffalo, who, there is Diggs, Allen drama, you never know. You have to get past the Dolphins, which, they have, their quarterback, is always going to be questionable. He's a concussion away from just being, out for the season. You have to get past the Patriots. That's not going to be easy necessarily, but the Jets were really good and almost made the playoffs without Zach Wilson. So I would think that they should be good this year, really good, if Aaron Rodgers especially turns into what he was like a couple years ago, or part of what he was a couple years ago when he won the MVP 2 times in a row. I mean, he has Garrett Wilson, and Garrett Wilson's no Devontae Adams, not yet, but he could get up there. I mean, their defense is really good, so I'd see them as the second most likely. And the most likely team, they all tied for 7-10 at last, so really, as long as one of these teams gets first place, then it counts. So therefore, this is by far my safest bet. And I am currently predicting the Panthers to win the division. I just think they have a really good defense. Historically, number 1 overall picks at quarterback have been either superstars or like competent starters. Even like Baker Mayfield, like he had a good rookie year. A lot of people seem to like the Saints because they have a quarterback, but their quarterback had also had a pretty bad year last year. The Falcons, I just don't know what to think of them. So, yeah, this is my power rankings based on, teams likely to go from worst to first. Again, this was very hard to do. It's just hard to rank. Like the Browns have to get ahead of like the Bengals, the Bears have the Vikings, the Cardinals ahead of the 49ers. So, feel free to let me know in the comments what you think. And once again, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and join our Discord. Link in the description below. Thank you so much, and have a good one. Bye.